Welcome back inside the red zone. On the set now, senior defensive lineman Peter Mann and sophomore wide receiver Alex Ulmer. Thanks for joining us.
Nice to be here.
You've had a little bit of time to digest the Wheaton game. Peter, we'll start with you, and then Alex, you can add on after that. What were they doing that was so effective? I mean, in the game, there was only one punt for either team. They had the one punt, one interception on the North Central side. It was just such a clean game for such a long stretch. Why was Wheaton able to get the plays when it mattered most?
Well, Wheaton's always a tough game, and we always know they're coming in, and they always come out very physical. And, their quarterbacks made a lot of good reads, and their offensive line they were pretty good. So it just enabled them to, move the ball and enable them to kind of, play a very good game.
And, Alex, what did you see while you were out there?
Well, props to Wheaton. They played a great game, best game we played all year. Their offensive line, was dominant, and their linebackers really good too, so we just couldn't pull out the victory.
Peter, coming off your scary injury earlier in the year, at that point it might have even seemed like the season was in doubt. To be able to come back in such an important game and perform like you did, 13 tackles, what was that like to finally be back out there?
Oh, it was great. I came to this school primarily to play football, and it always is really nice to be able to go out there and actually do what I came here to do. So being able to play football and try to help out the team as much as I can is always great, especially when it was taken away from me for a little bit. So I was very excited to come back and just help out the team as best I can.
And Alex, along with O'Shane, you were really one of the big stories in this game, coming out like the way you did. And you've made two major jumps, I think, this season. At the beginning of the year, role player reserve guy, sophomore, still working into the program. North Park, you get that huge return and you establish yourself in the return game. And then here you really make yourself a name to be known in the offense. How have you been able to take those two big leaps?
Well, as a young guy, you got to make the most of your opportunities. I was really blessed on that kick return at North Park. The guys blocked perfectly, and I don't think I was touched at all going through. And just like I said, you got to make the best of your opportunities. And luckily, things just clicked with me and Dylan, and they were bracketing Pete all night, Peter Sorensen, and I was just able to come open.
How do you attack this week, Peter, coming off a loss and trying to get everything back on track? You got a lot of big CCIW games coming up to round out the schedule. How do you adjust now?
The most important thing is just to keep moving forward and just take it week by week. As tough as that loss was, as much as that game meant, we had to put it past us and just concentrate on Wesleyan now. And then the next week we'll do the same thing. All we got to do is just focus on what we can control and just hope for the best.
Staying with you, Peter, what worked so well against Illinois Wesleyan last year? I know it's a very different-looking team with a lot of young faces, but it was a huge matchup last year on the schedule, and you were able to handle them. What worked so well against this group in 2013?
I remember our defense just played very, very well last year. I think Tripp had a few sacks, and that always helps. I think he had one. It was either a safety. I think it was a safety that he had where he forced the ball out. And that just put the momentum a lot in our favor. Just those huge plays we had on defense, especially at the defensive end position, definitely helped our team out in general.
Alex, as a sophomore, you can kind of relate to a lot of these Wesleyan players that are being thrust into big roles maybe earlier than some of them expected. How do you think a team can take advantage of a younger player like you, not giving any hints as to how people should defend you out there, but what are the biggest struggles coming up in being forced into a big role in the CCIW so early?
Well, experience is the best learner, and experience is the best way to become better at something. So I'm not very experienced as a sophomore. Wheaton was the first time I've gotten a big role in the offense. And so just my lack of experience maybe, and maybe if they try to focus on me this week or something, or they take some focus off of Pete, we open up the lanes for Pete or DT or Ryan Cool. We have a lot of weapons that can open up.
And Peter, possibly only 2 more games left at Benedetti Worley for you. What have you enjoyed most about playing in front of that crowd, and what do you want to accomplish in those last few performances you have in front of that Naperville Stadium?
Yeah, I love home games. I love being able to play in front of the entire student body. I've definitely enjoyed my experience here. So I want to give back to them and give back to Coach Thorne and just make them all as memorable as they can be, and kind of give back to the school that I really love.
What's for both of you, and we'll start with Alex. What's the most important thing that the team needs to do that you guys didn't do against Wheaton that you think that the team can improve on going into these last few games?
I think that we just need to put the Wheaton game behind us and just focus on Wesleyan and watch more game film, really know what our assignments are. And like Coach Thorne always teaches, we gotta use technique. And I think we fell away from technique a little bit, the Wheaton game. But we got to play with our hearts and play with technique.
And Peter?
I was actually going to say technique as well. I think that was a big thing that we just need to work on, and it's kind of been how it's been all year. And most of the struggles we have is just because we're not using proper technique or not doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. So Alex hit the nail on the head right there.
I want to thank you both for stopping by this week. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.